Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're diving into the captivating world of technology and business as we explore the intriguing story of how Bill Gates transformed from a Harvard dropout to a billionaire, all while uncovering the tales told in the book Accidental Empires by Robert X. Now before we begin, let's make it clear, this video isn't a witch hunt against Bill Gates' success. Instead, it's a fascinating exploration of his complicated path, loaded with victories and controversies. We'll go back in time to see how Gates' path isn't just about code, but also about creativity, relationships, and generosity that we can all relate to. So load up as we dive into the chapters that reveal the brilliance, courage, and surprises that led to the birth of a digital empire. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our exciting contents. All right, guys, buckle up as we embark on an enthralling journey into the fascinating story, from Harvard dropout to billionaire, how Bill Gates created his millions according to the book Accidental Empires. Imagine a world in which technological powerhouse Digital Inc. missed on a golden collaboration opportunity with none other than IBM. In 1980, IBM was looking for an operating system for its upcoming personal computer. They approached Digital Research Inc. and asked them to provide an operating system for their new PC. Digital Inc. agreed and provided IBM with an operating system called CPM86. However, IBM was not satisfied with the operating system and asked Digital to make changes to it. Digital Inc. refused to make the changes, and IBM had to look elsewhere for an operating system. Someone mentions Bill Gates' name to IBM as a programmer who can maybe do the job. So IBM approached a young Bill Gates who was working on his garage with his friend Paul Allen. Gates and Allen had developed an operating system called QDOS, known as Quick and Dirty Operating System, which they sold to IBM as PCDOS. This was the beginning of Microsoft's rise to power in the computer industry. It's a plot twist worthy of the best Hollywood movies, and believe me when I say that the pages of Robert X. novel give all the excitement, drama, and unexpected turns you are looking for. As we turn the pages of Accidental Empires, we're transported back to a time when companies like Compaq, Lotus, and WordPerfect ruled the computing world. These names, however, have disappeared into the records of history, just memories of a previous period. Yet, by diving into their stories, we uncover the very foundations of Bill Gates' amazing achievement. It's like going into a treasure mine of knowledge, a journey that's required to properly appreciate the complex artwork of Gates' successes. Let us now shine a light on the unsung heroes of this story, luck, and risk. Digital Inc. failed opportunity with IBM as a divine gesture from fate, creating an unexpected crack that a young Bill Gates would boldly fill. It's the kind of luck that stories are made of, but it's also important to recognize the calculated risks Gates took. He saw opportunity even in unexplored territory, which separates true entrepreneurs. The steady heartbeat of Gates' rise was a dance between calculated bets and the unpredictable hand of luck, underlining the fundamental mindset that drives innovation and advancement. That is essential for fully comprehending the intricate texture of Gates' successes. However, the story takes an enthralling turn when we dig into the iconic saga of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Imagine two brilliant minds colliding to reshape the world of technology as we know it. Partners, competitors, and collaborators, their narrative is a complex web of ideas, competition, companionship, and the constant pursuit of invention. This collaboration shaped the tech industry, giving rise to ideas that are still relevant in our daily lives. It's a story that unfolds with the suspense of a thriller and inspires with the power of a timeless story. No big story is complete without shades of darkness. Accidental Empires exposes the dark side of ambition, revealing the techniques individuals use to accumulate fortune at the cost of ethics. It's an unashamed reminder that the route to prosperity isn't always illuminated by a moral compass, an uncomfortable reality that requires our attention. The spotlight then returns to Gates, revealing his strategic brilliance that shifted the tides of the tech world. He used tactical moves that sent his opponents spinning in an area where competition is strong and creativity rules supreme. The art of eliminating opponents from the game became a trademark of his rise, a monument to his strategic knowledge. It's a masterclass in using the mind, persuasion, and invention to redefine the corporate chessboard. Consider the chaotic breadth of the economic world to be a stormy sea. This book offers a helping hand, a compass for those navigating these uncharted waters. Its pages include advice on how to protect our businesses, form partnerships that strengthen our positions, and arm ourselves with the information needed to weather even the strongest storms. However, the impact of this story extends beyond the boundaries of business. It's a reflection of the complicated interaction between ambition and the human relationships we make along the way. It emphasizes that the route to success, which is sometimes paved with thorns, demands delicately balancing personal ambitions and the relationships that create our life. This book provides us with priceless lessons. It demonstrates that success is the result of a combination of measured risks, steadfast determination, and a remarkable capacity to adapt to the ever-changing speed of the commercial world. With that foundation laid, let's zoom in on a specific chapter of Bill Gates' journey of creating his millions, and it is his entanglement with Xerox. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, there was a place called PARC, Xerox's research center. Imagine it as a real-life Hogwarts for tech wizards. They brewed up something magical, the Xerox Alto, a personal computer with something really cool, a graphical user interface, or GUI. But here's the twist. Xerox didn't think much of their own creation. They weren't all that keen on showing off the Alto to the world, so they made only a handful for themselves. Imagine having a secret recipe for the best pizza but deciding not to sell it. Instead, they invited others to taste the recipe at PARC. And guess who came to the tasting party? Apple. Imagine a young Steve Jobs walking into PARC, tasting the GUI sauce, and being blown away. He saw potential in this graphical magic and thought, "Hey, this is the future." So Steve did what any sensible person would do. He struck a deal. Xerox got a stake in Apple in exchange for sharing their tech secrets. The Lisa and Macintosh, two of the first computers with this elegant GUI, were then created by Apple's chef. These computers were no longer just numbers and letters, they were also artistically beautiful, like a digital canvas. Meanwhile, Microsoft was in the kitchen too, working closely with Apple as their software partner. They had their own set of chef hats on and were peeking at Apple's recipe cards. They realized, hey, this GUI thing is a game changer, and voila, they whipped up Windows, their own version of a graphical operating system. But as with any great culinary tale, there's a twist in the plot. Apple felt like Microsoft snuck into their kitchen and swiped their secret sauce. A lawsuit storm brewed, with Apple accusing Microsoft of copying their GUI. It was like a food fight in the tech world. Now, Microsoft's defense, they said, "Hold up, guys. We didn't steal from Apple, we took inspiration from Xerox. Remember that PARC tasting party? Well, Microsoft claimed they took a few bites from Xerox's plates, not Apple's. And here's where things got legally spicy. The lawsuit danced on for years, with both sides throwing arguments like spaghetti on the wall. The courtroom was like a kitchen where everyone was trying to prove who made the tastier dish. In the end, the judge dropped the gavel, and the verdict was in favor of Microsoft. They said, no one owns the concept of GUI. It's like saying only one chef can use tomato sauce on their pizza. The judge ruled that Apple couldn't have exclusive rights to this graphical flavor. Here's the juicy bit. Bill Gates didn't exactly sneak into Xerox's kitchen and swipe their recipes. He watched Apple's cooking show and decided to try his hand at the same recipe. So it's like he learned from Apple's pizza-making skills, who had learned from Xerox's secret sauce. But wait, what about Xerox in all of this? Well, they missed out on a banquet of opportunity. They had the original recipe for GUI, but chose to keep it in their kitchen's back room. While Apple and Microsoft were feasting, Xerox was left with a half-empty table. From Xerox's pot to Apple's oven, and then to Microsoft's skillet. Bill Gates didn't steal from Xerox directly, he just enjoyed the feast prepared by others. And Xerox, well, they were like the unsung chef whose creation transformed the culinary world, even if they didn't get the credit they deserved. So next time you're clicking icons on your computer screen, remember that the journey of those clicks started with a tech tasting party back at Park. It's a story that reminds us that sometimes the most unexpected twists in tech history can shape the world we live in today. As we dive deeper into Bill Gates' story from Harvard dropout to billionaire, how he created his millions, let us examine some interesting elements of his personality. Let's start with Gates' intellectual ability. We're not dealing with ordinary brain power here. He wasn't just a programmer, he was a genius. His ability to solve complex code issues set him out from the others. But this story is more than just lines of code and algorithms. Gates was not satisfied with simply being a code expert. He was also a visionary businessman, motivated by his intellect, endless ambition, and magnetic charisma. These characteristics were important in bringing Microsoft to the forefront of the software industry, and his impact changed the technology landscape. However, let us turn our focus to Gates' field of competition, where his complexities truly shine. He wasn't satisfied with just being a participant. He was a technological force to be reckoned with. With the goal set on the peak, he aggressively competed with giants such as Apple and IBM. But here's the kicker. His attitude wasn't modest or traditional. It was bold, even aggressive. Competition, for Gates, was more than a mere contest. It was a battlefield where the rules were rewritten. Gates didn't just see his rivals as competitors. He saw them as benchmarks for his own success. And when it came to strategy, he didn't shy away from the unconventional. Aggressive tactics, whether it meant emulating, undercutting, or even a hint of subterfuge, were his tools of the trade. This unyielding pursuit of victory was a defining factor that propelled Microsoft to the upper echelons of the tech industry. However, as we peel back the layers of Gates' personality, we discover more than simply ambition and prowess. He wasn't a one-dimensional figure. He was a canvas with a variety of characteristics painted on it. The term workaholic does not adequately describe his dedication. He could have essentially relocated his residence to his job. The pursuit for excellence recognized no limitations, and mediocrity was unacceptable to his values. Loyalty, too, was extremely valuable in his society, and he demanded nothing less from those in his orbit. Prepare yourself for this revelation. Micromanagement was his mode of operation. His attention to detail was rigorous, bordering on obsessive, and he was skilled at delivering precise, incisive criticism. The narrative doesn't end there. The plot thickens as we unearth more layers. Gates was more than a sum of his parts. He was a spectrum of contradictions. Imagine a pendulum swinging between charm and arrogance. He seamlessly oscillated between these two extremes. In one moment, his charismatic aura could light up a room, leaving an indelible impression. Yet in the next, an air of superiority could surround him, underlining his confidence bordering on arrogance. Generosity and greed found a curious balance within him. He extended a helping hand while simultaneously amassing immense wealth. His dreams soared to incredible heights, but his pragmatism remained grounded, allowing him to make the tough decisions that defined his leadership. In essence, Bill Gates' journey wasn't a simple tale of unwavering success. He emerged as a complex mosaic, woven with brilliance, a streak of calculated ruthlessness, an unflagging work ethic, and a personality that adapted like a chameleon. Accidental Empires goes beyond the surface. It delves deep to unveil the human beneath the tech magnate. It serves as a reminder that even the most extraordinary success stories are sculpted by individuals as intricate and multifaceted as any of us. Remember that understanding the details adds a layer of complexity to Gates' story as we explore his complicated maze. He wasn't an isolated figure of achievement. He was a symphony of characteristics that worked together to create a compelling life story. All right, guys, get ready to embark on a journey into the lesser-known corners of Bill Gates' story, from Harvard dropout to billionaire, how he created his millions. Now let's examine controversial stories surrounding Bill Gates. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and want more content like this, comment the word "more" so I'll notice. But let's get one thing straight. We're here to lay out the facts like a well-woven narrative, not to pass judgment. Imagine this. Allegedly, Bill Gates didn't just admire the shiny features of Apple's Macintosh. He allegedly got a bit handsy with its graphical user interface GUI. The plot thickens when you recall that Apple itself had borrowed the concept from the Xerox PARC vault of innovation. It's like a tech version of Pass the Parcel, where the lines between inspiration and appropriation blur. It reminds us that innovation often stands on the shoulders of others, a complex tango of creativity. But that's just the opening act. Now let's move into the realm of power dynamics, where it's all about who holds the cards. Rumor has it that Gates didn't just play the game, he rewrote the rulebook. Allegedly wielding the power of his tech empire, he dabbled in tactics that might not exactly be categorized as fair play. Netscape, Sun Microsystems, Novell, they were allegedly caught in the whirlwind of Gates's strategic decisions. And if you thought that was intense, hold on to your seats because there's more. It's even said that Gates may have gently nudged computer manufacturers and customers towards his products. This dance on the line between competition and potential manipulation sparks discussions about the ethics of success. Now let's move to the more personal side of the story, where friendships and partnerships come into play. Allegedly, Gates's partnership with his friend and co-founder Paul Allen wasn't always smooth sailing. Whispers echo that during a period when Allen's health was in question, Gates might have made some calculated moves to dilute Allen's ownership in Microsoft. If this chapter of the story holds truth, it adds shades of gray to the canvas of their camaraderie. It serves as a reminder that even the most solid of friendships can encounter waves when business is in the mix. Hold on, guys, because the intrigue doesn't stop there. Let's journey into the sphere of personal relationships, where choices can be as intricate as the coding that powers our digital lives. Tidbits of gossip have painted a picture of Gates allegedly stepping out of bounds with a Microsoft employee, all while still married to Melinda, his now ex-wife. It's a vivid reminder that personal choices can be as complex as algorithms, often painting stories that are much more intricate than they seem. So what do we make of these controversies? It's not about tearing down the statues of success. It's about understanding the layers that lie beneath. Accidental Empires opens the door to view figures like Bill Gates in a more nuanced light. It's a reminder that even the most influential and powerful individuals are, at their core, humans making choices within the complexity of life. Remember that Bill Gates' journey was not a straight line. It's a work of art, stitched with threads of creativity, ambition, and, yes, controversy. The journey from Harvard dropout to millionaire is structured like a symphony, with builds and rests, highs and lows. All right, guys, now let's take a deep dive into a whole different dimension of Bill Gates' story, how he created his millions. It is his philanthropic journey. Imagine this. After building a colossal empire with Microsoft, Bill and his then-wife Melinda felt a powerful urge to give back. It's like they stood at the peak of their success and looked down, realizing that they had the power to make a real change in the world. And so they established what's known as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This wasn't just a move to sprinkle some cash here and there. It was a monumental decision to channel their wealth towards addressing the pressing issues humanity faces. They aimed for something bigger than themselves, a legacy that wasn't only about software, but about changing lives for the better. You might wonder, why didn't they just retire and enjoy the luxuries of life? Well, here's the deal. They didn't see their wealth as an end in itself. They saw it as a tool, a means to an end, a way to create lasting impact. They decided to focus on three major areas that touch all of us: health, education, and poverty. Let's talk health first. Bill and Melinda realized that there are places in the world where basic health care is a luxury, not a given. They believed that nobody should suffer or die from preventable diseases. So they rolled up their sleeves and started pouring their resources into making vaccines and treatments available in even the most remote corners of the globe. Diseases like polio and malaria became their adversaries, and they worked tirelessly to defeat them. Education was another battleground for them. They believed that education is a fundamental right, regardless of where you were born. They aimed to level the playing field, ensuring that every child, no matter their circumstances, had a shot at quality education. They invested in schools, programs, and initiatives that aimed to bridge the gap and unlock the potential in young minds. And then there's poverty, a challenge that affects millions around the world. Bill and Melinda had a vision of a world where people didn't have to worry about where their next meal would come from or whether they'd have a roof over their heads. They funded projects that aimed to lift families out of poverty, create economic opportunities, and break the cycle of hardship. But here's what's truly remarkable. It wasn't a one-size-fits-all approach. They didn't just throw money at problems and hope for the best. They got deeply involved. They teamed up with experts, collaborated with organizations on the ground, and worked on strategies that would have the most meaningful impact. It was like they were CEOs of a new kind of mission, a mission to make the world a better place. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. With all the controversies and stories we've talked about earlier, some people might raise an eyebrow and wonder, is this just an attempt to clean up Bill Gates' image? It's a valid question, and the answer isn't straightforward. Philanthropy, my friends, is a complex realm. It's not just about money, it's about intention, impact, and creating lasting change. Sure, there might be skeptics who say, why didn't he do this from the beginning? Or, why isn't he giving away every single penny? And those questions are worth asking. But here's what's crystal clear. The Gates Foundation has left an undeniable mark. Lives have been saved, futures have been transformed, and communities have been empowered. So when we talk about the philanthropic journey of Bill Gates, we're not merely scratching the surface. We're uncovering a chapter that adds depth to his story. It's a chapter that reveals a different side of a man who started as a tech visionary and evolved into a global influencer. It's like he understood that with great wealth comes great responsibility, and he took that responsibility to heart. Let's remember that philanthropy isn't reserved for billionaires. Small acts of kindness, a helping hand, a donation to a cause you believe in, they all count. We can all play a part in making the world a better place, one step at a time. And that's a lesson we can all draw from Bill Gates's inspiring philanthropic journey. As we dive deeper into Bill Gates's story, how he created his millions, let's take a look at the enduring legacy of Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the Harvard dropout who became a tech visionary, embarked on a journey that transcended mere software creation. It was a journey of innovation, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of turning ideas into reality. Gates saw opportunities where others saw obstacles, demonstrating a mindset that extends beyond tech genius. It's a mindset applicable to everyone. Gates's story isn't just about his rise from dropout to billionaire. It's a testament to the power of thinking differently. Instead of being deterred by challenges, he saw them as stepping stones to uncharted territories. This approach teaches us that success often materializes for those willing to embrace change, adapt to new landscapes, and foster an insatiable curiosity. After all, innovation isn't confined to the realm of technology laboratories. It's a mindset that can revolutionize how we approach problem-solving, personal growth, and the world around us. But Gates' influence goes far beyond the world of coding. His legacy is more than lines of code. It's a beacon that illuminates the path to creating an enduring impact. Whether one is pursuing business endeavors or personal aspirations, Gates imparts the wisdom that success doesn't equate to the culmination of a journey. Rather, it's an ongoing process of evolution, refinement, and consistently pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The story goes beyond independent brilliance to emphasize the value of collaborative efforts. The story of Bill Gates shows the power of collaboration built on common visions and ambitions. It serves as a reminder that even in our individual endeavors, the collaboration of varied minds has the ability to propel us to greater heights. The development of the technology industry was the result of a harmonious symphony of brains pooling their abilities to build something far more significant than themselves. But in keeping with the realities of human existence, Gates' legacy isn't without its complexities. His story embodies the idea that the path to greatness is often filled with challenges. It's about confronting controversies head-on, taking accountability for one's actions, and learning from the lessons that life throws our way. The highs and lows of Gates' journey underscore that success isn't a linear trajectory. It's about navigating the highs and lows with unwavering determination and resilience. Let us not simply close the chapter on Bill Gates. Instead, let us embrace the boundless possibilities that his legacy brings in. Let his journey serve as a reminder that the pursuit of success is a continuous development of ideas, collaborations, and contributions with the ability to transform lives and industries. As we conclude our exploration of Bill Gates' life, keep in mind that this video tries to shed light on his complicated story, including his victories and challenges. The book Accidental Empires is a goldmine of information for aspiring entrepreneurs, business enthusiasts, and curious minds alike. So the next time you reflect on the emergence of technology's titans, keep in mind that each chapter contains more than meets the eye. If you want to learn more about this intriguing subject, make sure to listen to the audiobook of Accidental Empires. You can find the link below in the description. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. It is important to conduct thorough research and consult with financial professionals before making any investment decisions. I recommend you watch the next video in our series. Don't hesitate to share this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.